When you say the word Detroit, what comes to mind? The Detroit Tigers are 2011 American League Central champions. You gotta love the Old English D. The Detroit Lions, a force to be reckoned with in the NFL. And the Detroit Red Wings, the greatest professional hockey franchise ever.
Unfortunately, another thing comes to mind. It's crime, poverty, dangerous, jobless, forgotten about. Why? Who knows? Some say because the big three factories have been decimated. Others say our youth is in trouble and we have no direction. Well, whatever the answer is, we can most definitely say that our way of life in Detroit City is not what the average American citizen is accustomed to.
No, I don't think the rest of the country know the hardship of Detroit, because we was the Motor City. Now since ain't no cars moving, people in Detroit don't know what to do. They can't eat. We out here starving right now.
No, I don't think the country actually does, because they hurting too. It's hard to look at other people in other areas if you hurting, if you don't know where your job is. So I don't think the whole country understands.
Nobody's been hit as hard as Detroit. You know what I mean? We saw it in the '80s when most of our parents were working hard in the auto industry. We saw what it was like. We saw what the city was like when it was moving, and we want to get back to that. You know, we've all seen it. We're all here, still here for a reason. I know some.
No. I think that they always show Detroit as being like a part of the dumps, as part of just the problem. But what the people need to realize is Detroit is, in my opinion, Detroit is like the epitome of what's going to happen to the whole country if people don't start taking care of each other and respecting the community and just taking political action on things that affect them. We can't.
I don't know how they could. I don't think I'm sure maybe like in New Orleans, there are some places that I think can relate. But I think most places in America, you would have to be here and live here to really understand what's going on in Detroit.
I definitely don't. I feel like Detroit is the, ground zero of it all, of what will happen to other cities and other places if we don't get the attention and help that we need for it, I guess. But living here for
I do now. I think that people are finally starting to understand the hardships in Detroit, because honestly the recession started here before it started anywhere else. And so
resources. I mean, everybody knows the first thing to go with any budget cuts is education. That's the first thing that they cut. They start cutting music. When I was in high school, they started cutting. Music's one of the most important things for a childhood experience. So I definitely think it's the funding. That's the first thing to go.
I think that it's a whole combination of things. Like, you can blame the teachers, you could blame the resources that aren't available, which is at fault, I think, of the system that was created to keep people down. You could fault the degradation of the black community as a whole, or just communities that don't really foster an educational environment for children.
I definitely don't think that it's the teachers. I think that, it's like saying, you've got a cold, you've got some sort of illness, and you're blaming the fact that there's weather, as opposed to the fact that this person is walking around without a coat. You have to look at the systemic thing. It's very popular to blame people who are actually also being victimized by that same system. It's definitely not the teachers.
And they just said,
I definitely don't think it's the teacher's fault. I don't even think it's the school's fault. I think it's the government's fault, if anything. They are the ones who have the power because of their money, and teachers are just there to do their jobs, to educate students and stuff like that. So I definitely don't think it's their fault.
What it is, it's a lack of understanding for humanity. That's what it is. It's bigger than government. It's bigger than the school systems here. It's bigger than one official. It's bigger than several officials. There's a whole change of mind that needs to happen. There's a whole change in consciousness that's shifting, and we have to shift with it. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind.
I do live in the city. I live on the east side. I love it. I love Detroit.
If I had a choice, that's a give or take question. I was born and raised in Detroit, so that's where my heart at. But if I had another opportunity to go find a better job somewhere else, I'd take it, because Detroit's going out to the doors right now.
Oh yeah, I'm actually hopefully moving downtown in like 5 days. So I'm very excited. I love Detroit.
I actually moved back here to Detroit after 22 years. People thought I was crazy for doing that. And I think that we got to work together, try to get behind our president.
Plan on moving down here next summer, actually.
I actually do live here. I live down the street, like a couple streets over, and I've been living here for 3 years. I love it. It's just, I don't know, things need to change sometimes, but it's a good place to live.
Yes, I would. My dream house, as a matter of fact, is an earth chip made out of tires and tarps that will allow me to create my own water, filter my own water, produce my own energy, grow my own food, raise my own livestock, and there's no reason that I can't do that right here, because my grandfather did the same thing when I was a girl.
I've been the type of guy who was handling myself real shy. I spend money for cars, expensive girls and bars, and I always have my own song to sing. Girl, but she came along to the sound of my Jones, and I never ever felt that way before. I had to ask her, can it be real, this love I feel in my heart for you? Cause show and tell is the game I play when I want to say I love them. But they got to show me and tell me they feel the same way too. Cause I like to rest, dress, and finesse a booty boom. I said, sweet honey, I take her to the bedroom. I put her in the gloom, I don't consume, but I make her holler. They call me the love doctor, but when I'm down for my tray, I gotta stack them dollars.
Frustration. I mean, this is
The future?
My one word to explain Detroit would be future. We're the future. Everything that we're doing here, people are not catching on to until years later. So let's do it. Let's lead the way.